Hello, everyone. So let me just start by saying that we are going through unprecedented times, which is what we all know is led by coronavirus, and this will have economic ramifications. So if you have to look at what some of the expert or economists are projecting for the calendar year 2020, they are projecting that the world GDP might degrow by around 2 to 3%. US GDP can degrow by around 5 odd percent. India's GDP will be growing at a much slower pace. Even in the Indian context, for the Indian companies, we are seeing that the earnings will be lower by around 10 to 30% for the fiscal year FY21. So we are going through this crisis time, and we are heading into a recession by all the standard definitions. But what people are even debating right now is that will this be a recession, or will this be a scenario like Great Depression, where the US market took 25 years to recover the previous peak. While no two scenarios are similar, and it's difficult to project the future, but what we can see is that around this time the policy action has been quite swift and significant. So if we look at US, for example, US has announced stimulus which is around 20% of their GDP. Also, in last 15 days, US has pumped in $2 trillion into their economy, which is very significant. It is almost 50% of their federal balance sheet. So that is very significant stimulus in a very short span of time, which countries are pumping in. Even in India, India has announced almost two monetary stimulus package in last 15 days, and most of the countries are saying that we will increase the stimulus as it is required. So this is quite good in this very uncertain times, that at least central banks and governments are coming together, and they are providing a good amount of stimulus package. Usually we have seen that whenever there is such kind of liquidity infusion, and with lower interest rates, this is typically the start of a market recovery. The second point I would like to highlight is about the Indian markets. The when the virus broke out, it was widely expected that given the dense population in India, and of course the healthcare systems that are there in India, the outbreak will be much severe in India compared to other developed nations. But it has turned to be the other way around. So if you look at the test yield, which is the number of positive cases divided by the total number of cases which have been tested, or number of patients which have been tested, that is almost 1/5 that of US. So the test yields are much lower compared to the US, and this is despite the fact that the number of tests have gone up by 10 times in last 15 days. So that is quite positive on a relative side for India. Even the death rates are much lower compared to the global averages in India. So what it means is that a faster flattening of the curve, and the cases which are there, if they reduce at a faster rate, this means that the lockdown will be lesser compared to other countries, and the economic implications and the social implications will be lesser in the Indian context. So the third positive that we are looking at is that India might benefit out of the current situation, given that while a lot of MNCs were looking out to diversify out of China, this will only accelerate their diversification initiatives. So this will be a great positive for India, given that if government comes out with a good policy to attract new investments. So just to give you some numbers, China export is around $2 trillion, which is very significant, and a partial diversification by MNCs out of this would mean a significant addition to India's GDP and employment growth. So basically, our view is that the fear in the market and the number of new cases of coronavirus is positively correlated. So as the cases subside, the fear will also subside, and that might lead to bottoming out of the markets. Now coming on to the portfolio, Nifty small cap index is down by almost by 40 percentage in fiscal year 2020. This is quite significant. However, our portfolio has outperformed by around 1000 basis points. This is quite encouraging because a concentrated portfolio usually outperforms in a rising market, but our portfolio has outperformed in a falling market. This can be attributable to the sectoral mix that we have in the portfolio, the right selection of stocks which have got strong balance sheet and market leadership position in the portfolio. So these are some of the factors which have contributed to the outperformance. Stocks in pharma, chemical and consumer space have outperformed the rest, whereas the high beta stocks in our portfolio have underperformed. The second thing that I would like to highlight is that avoiding what not to do in such times is more important than predicting whether it will be a U-shaped or a W-shaped recovery or which sectors will outperform in the coming times. What is more clear to us in this uncertain time is that companies with strong balance sheet might become even stronger, and companies with market leadership position in their own segment might even become better in the times to come. If you look at our portfolio, debt to EBITDA of our portfolio companies 0.2x. In fact, 9 companies out of our portfolio are debt free. So companies have very strong balance sheet in our portfolio. Market leadership is another thing that we always have looked for, and most of the companies in our portfolio have market leadership position. Hence, we are quite encouraged not only by our past performance but also that these companies will do quite well in the times to come. So financials and real estate are the two sectors which have been in the limelight for quite a long time, and they have been hotspot in the current situation. Our exposure to financials have been in companies which have got very strong collaterals. So most of the companies in our portfolio have collaterals as gold or as real estate or commercial properties, which is a very strong collateral in the current times. What it means is that the loss given default for these companies in such an uncertain time could be much lesser compared to other financial institutions. The other sector within financials that we like is insurance, where we are structurally positive on, which is expected to be less impacted in the current scenario. Now coming to the other aspect, which is the crude price. So crude price has almost halved in last 2-3 months, and it is widely expected that a $10 fall in crude price leads to a $15 billion kind of a savings to Indian economy and a 30 basis points kind of reduction in the inflation rate. However, this time it is quite different in the sense that we are living in a demand constrained environment where demand itself has collapsed. So in a demand constrained environment, the benefits might not be as high as expected. So in fact, if we look at where the benefits can come in is where the demand is quite resilient, and which is chemical and pharma space. So this demand resilience and wherever the raw materials are linked to crude might see a good earnings surprise in the medium to short term. Chemicals and pharma form more than 15% of our portfolio. So basically, barring the short to medium term pain that we are going to witness, we think that the portfolio companies are strong as ever, and companies with low debt, high ROE, market leadership position, good cash flows will do better than the rest. our portfolio is well aligned to these factors. Thank you.